Hi, teacher. I'm Alejandro Lopez, and this is my opinion on the extra point activities. I like them a lot since they are like a good addition to the class, like the presentations or the Kahoots. And they help me learn quite a lot. And it's important to have like a little balance. If the partial was very uh, practical heavy, we needed some theory to back up the things we saw in class, you know. And it's also very good that you incentivize the participation in class with those extra points, since the partial grade was 100% the exam, you know. So it was very good to have like a backup plan if something went wrong. In my case, it kind of did, but that's a story for another time. Uh, let's see, what else can I say? I like them a lot since as I said, it was like the balance. The activities were varied, and that's very good. Uh, like I never felt they were like monotone, although there were a lot of Kahoots, and I didn't. I do like Kahoots, but it would be like easier if it was about a presentation they already gave. So, for example, I would suggest maybe the Kahoots not being on books, or maybe being on the presentation another team gave. Like, for example, I remember a lot of the Monty Hall problem one. So it would be like kind of fair to have a presentation on the, I don't know, uh, on Tuesday, and then on Friday have the Kahoot about the presentation they already gave. So that way we could all be equally explained and equally prepared for the Kahoot we're going to have. Also, I do have a suggestion. Maybe it kind of is kind of similar to a Kahoot we already have, but it's hear me out, you. So, and I think an important thing for finances is the context, you know. So it's important to have the history and the geographical and political background, you know. So when one of my classmates, I don't really remember who, maybe Mariana, made a Kahoot about the news and the important, well, the relevant news on the financial markets. I was like really impressed, since it's important to know, you know, and not only if we didn't listen to the news, the Mariana actually explained about it. So I think a very important thing to have, well, being a financial uh, person, let's say, it's to have context and like general knowledge. So maybe one class or one activity would could be like an activity made especially for knowing the context of stuff. So it would be like maybe a little long Kahoot, maybe, or a Jeopardy. So this would contain like several subjects we have to know as future financial administrators. So, for example, as I said, geography and politics. So we would have to know about the political, well, the economic powers of the following century. You know, so maybe what's the fastest growing economy in the world, or what's the well, a lot. There's a lot of subjects to have in this Kahoot or in this Jeopardy or something. So I think that would be a really good exercise to really contextualize everything that we're seeing, because maybe we're seeing it just from the perspective of the Viva or the Bolsa Mexicana de Valores, but not from a global context, you know? So That's maybe the only suggestion I would make, since every other activity I found very interesting or very or good actually. The presentations were good. The Kahoots were good. The also incentivizing the participation in class, since I like to participate. I liked answering questions. There was nobody like that actually discussed the news from the week or something. But I think I might this semester. I would like to bring like news, but I would suggest only that, like the general knowledge or the cultura general, let's say, in Kahoot for this semester or the next or whatever. It could be a good way to make us think, not only in the context of our country, but also in the context of the world. That's the only suggestion I would make. Well, I will see you on Tuesday. See you, teacher. Good weekend.